Hello, folks. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And we are in the Python Basic series for beginners. Our today's topic of discussion is scope of variables and nested functions. So, as we continue with from where we left off in our last session, that is beginning of functions, we today discuss two important concepts with regards to local variables, global variables, and how does the access work with the nested functions. So, if anyone wants to get clarity on the concepts that I just mentioned, this video is for you. Let's jump in. Scope of variables. We all know what is a variable, all right? It's just a container, um, which or a placeholder in Python, all right? And what are local variables? Local variables are those that are initialized within a function and are unique to that function. Those cannot be accessed outside of a function. Now, to give you an understanding, you might consider an apartment, which is your private apartment, in a multi-storied building, all right, or a society or a part of a cooperative housing society. So you can consider that your apartment is a private property that belongs to you. So whatever is there in that apartment is local for people staying in that apartment. So it is for you and your family members. All right. So if you look at the function, we have defined a function named f for an example. And inside that function, consider this function as an apartment. And inside that function, say um, there is some property, or here in this case is an attribute s is equal to I love traveling. To give you an example, I will give an example like say a cricket bat, all right, or you can consider as a tennis racket that you have at your home, that or it belongs to your apartment, okay. And so that is private to you, it cannot be accessed by anyone who stays in the multi-storied building where you stay, all right. So here s is equal to I love traveling, and inside a function it prints s. When a call to that function is made, see what happens. I've just run the code, taking a bit of time, a bit longer than usual. Yeah. So I love traveling. We got the output. I love traveling because the printing was done from inside the apartment. Okay, from inside the function. All right. So this function f, it had a variable that was defined inside it, and the printing of that function was also done from inside the function. Thus, when the function f was called, you got the message successfully. However, in the second cell, we would see how are we able to access this variable s from outside the function. So let's run this cell. Here, what we are trying first, we are trying to access normally the like we do a call to function f, and whatever is inside the function will get printed, that is I love traveling, all right. And they are printing what they are printing s, so s contains I love traveling. I love traveling successfully got printed. However, when you try to print s again from outside the function, you got an error saying that name s is not defined, because that s is not a part of your function. It is trying to search for that s which is globally accessible. However, this is local to your function. Um, the example I gave earlier, that bat is local to your family members or your function or your apartment, not to all the other people living in your multi-story building. All right. So you can understand it in this fashion. Next, what are global variables? So global variables are something that are globally accessible. So in our example, I can say whatever the I would say, yeah, I will put it this way. So the sports kit of your cooperative housing society, okay, which lies with their office itself. So it's common for all right. Anyone can access that sports kit and use them, play it, and return back to the cooperative housing society office. All right, this is something that is common and accessible to each and every apartment or each and every member staying in that multi-story apartment. So similarly, if you look at this code, what we have done, we have defined function f, inside that we have printed s, all right, and then we define a global variable s is equal to I love traveling, and I make a call to a function f. See what has happened here, I don't have that variable s in the function that I defined. However, globally there is a common variable that is accessible, and that's why this message successfully got printed when I tried to print s. When I issued this print s statement, it was able to access the global variable that is s, which has this message I love traveling, and that's the reason successfully the output was printed. So to give you explanation with our example that we are discussing, so I don't have any sports kit, I don't have any cricket bat or anything. However, that's the reason I can access the cricket bat that is available with the cooperative housing society office, and I can very well play and make full utilization of it. That is what the explanation for the global variable. Now there could be a situation where there are same names for local and global variable. So let's see what it is trying to say. Now suppose a variable with same name is defined inside a scope of the function as well as outside. So here you could see variable s is defined inside, and then again it is defined outside. I'm trying to print s first outside, from outside the function, and then I will call the function and I will try to print s again. So if I run this, you would see that first message got displayed was I love traveling, because I was trying to access s, and it would definitely access the one that is globally defined. So in the globally defined s, what is there? I love traveling. That's the reason I love traveling got printed first. Then I'm trying to access f, the variable local, to the function f. That's why I called f here, and what got printed this time is travel is the output that got printed, because s is inside the function, and whatever the variable will be inside the function, that will be preferred when you make a call to a function. All right, in our example, if I want to relate, if I have my own bat, all right, same kind of bat is there available with society, say some brand, I don't know, maybe Reebok or something. Same kind of bat is available with the society office as well. I have my own bat. What I'm saying, I have my own bat. I will prefer one. I will prefer that one. I will not go for the society bat until and unless I don't have it. So this is my own bat. You can say the variable that is defined inside a function. In the this function is my apartment. Inside it, it's a variable that is defined, and it will prefer this variable. If this would not have been there, then I would have preferred the globally available bat that is s is equal to I love traveling. So this is, I would explain you the best I feel is a good example to explain the concept. All right. Then to sum up whatever we have learned, like local variable, global variable, a call from outside, call from inside, we have this example which will show the scope of variable, uh, the scope of variable yet again. So uses a is equal to 1. Here what is defined, a is equal to 1. They have taken one variable and put a value 1. Then if there are three functions defined, def f, def g, and def h, all right, print inside f. So whatever inside f, whatever is there in a will get printed, because a is globally defined. Now variable a is redefined in as local. In g you would see that there is variable a inside it. So what it will do is it will print the value of variable a that is inside, not access the, and will not access the global variable. And def h, what it will do with the use of keyword global, it will access variable a and um, change the variable a to 3. This is what it is doing. Using this word global, it is accessing the variable a and it is changing the variable to 3. Here if you see, then we have function h defined, which has access to global variable a, okay, and what it is doing essentially is it is changing the value of a. So this is the case where there is an emergency. In our example, there is an emergency wherein the society members, that is the core committee, have to give access to one of the resident who stays in the same multi-story building, and to switch off some lights or something. And what he does is he accesses the office of the society and changes something over there. So if this changes, the changes will take effect globally, because they gave access to the global variable a, and not just access, they gave him the rights to change as well. So if he changes the value of a over here, if the person, if the resident changes something in the society, the entire society members will be affected, because they are accessing that society um, property, whatever it is. So this is not something that is recommendable. Say, in a hypothetical example, if me and my friend are working on a project, okay, I come in and change something that is globally defined, and my friend is already using the variable that is globally defined in his code, his or her code. Then what will happen? My friend will, who was getting proper output till now, will not get the proper output, because the thing that was not supposed to be changed got changed by me. It may be intentionally, it may be mistakenly. However, the changes will affect his code, or whoever is using that function in their code, that will get affected. So these functions are defined at once and will be used by different say different modules of your project. And thus need to be careful what we are defining as a variable inside the functions, and outside the functions how are we trying to access those. So this is all about scope of variables. Similarly, we have nested functions. I said similarly because you would see we will try to access inner function from the outside, from the outside, that is from the outer function, and we'll see if we are able to access it or not. Let's jump in with the nested functions. Okay, so nested function, again a function inside a function. Here the outer function is named as outer, inner function is named as inner. Then what inner functions does is prints this message, I am an inner function, and we call the inner function inside the outer function, because it is defined inside inner. So we are allowed to call it in it is defined inside the outer function. Inner function is defined inside the outer function, and we are allowed to call inner function inside the outer. Then the whatever the code of the outer function, and when and after that you could see that there is a statement for the outer function. So the code execution will go like this. This is a function. With this keyword, Python will with def keyword, it will identify that okay, this is a function. So it will not execute the code or the insert function until and unless it has been called. Functions get executed only when though they are called. So when the execution reaches this line outer, it will come over here. It will enter inside this outer function. It will see first line, okay, def inner. It will ignore this. Then again it will see, okay, um, there is a call given to inner function. Then the inner function will get executed first. Thus this message will get printed first on in our output, and then it will go here, and the function in the outer function, the message in the outer function will get printed. So if I run this, you will see this getting printed first. Yeah, that's what happened. I am in inner function and I am in outer function got printed later. Okay, and then we try to access inner function from outside the outer function. So inner function is local to outer function, it can't be accessed from outside, and that is what essentially it is trying to say. See, look at this, and this is what you already know in terms of variable. Now applying the same concept in terms of function, you cannot access a local function from outside. So this is the function. Inside that there is an inner function. It need to be called from inside of outer function only. If you try to call out from outside of the outer function, it will not recognize it, and it will straight away throw the error name inner is not defined. Okay, so that's all about functions, scope of variables, and nested functions. In next video, we will have a look at recursive functions and lambda functions. So see you there. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you.